So pupils are innervated by parasympathetic and sympathetic nervous system. So for pupil constriction, the light is going to enter the eye and it will project onto the retinal ganglia cells, which then it'll go to both optic tracts because some fibers will cross in the optic chiasm. And from the optic tracts, it'll project to the pretectal area, and it will synapse there, and then it will go bilaterally to the Edinger-Westphal nucleus, where the preganglionic fibers are, and then it'll follow the oculomotor nerve up to the ciliary ganglion, where it will synapse again, and then from there it will go to the eye and constrict your pupils. Okay, so now we're going to talk about the pathway that is involved in pupillary dilation, which is going to be sympathetic instead of parasympathetic, which was what was involved in pupillary constriction. So this pathway starts in the hypothalamic nuclei, and then it travels laterally down the brainstem and the spinal cord to the levels of about T1, T2. The preganglionic sympathetic fibers are going to be in the intermediolateral cell column there, and then they will exit through the ventral root of the spinal cord, and then it'll travel up through the paravertebral sympathetic chain via white rami communicantes, and then it will synapse in the superior cervical ganglion, and then it'll follow the carotid plexus up to the pupillary dilator muscles and will dilate the pupil. Oh, and the if you could not constrict your pupils, then that would be a problem with the Edinger-Westphal nucleus that we talked about in the parasympathetic pupillary constriction pathway. The structures that contain the preganglionic parasympathetic cell bodies are going to be the cranial nerve nuclei, the mesencephalic nuclei is the most superior nuclei of the trigeminal nerve. The trigeminal nerve has 3 nuclei, so the mesencephalic nucleus is the most superior. It runs in the lateral periaqueductal gray matter. It's found in the midbrain, and it carries general somatic sensory neurons that mediate proprioception. The anteromediolateral cell column is found in the spinal cord from the levels of about T1 to L2, and you are going to find preganglionic sympathetic fibers in that column. The spinal levels that contain the lateral horn are going to be in the thoracic levels of the spinal cord, kind of like what I talked about above, because they contain the anteromediolateral cell column, which holds the preganglionic sympathetic fibers for the sympathetic nervous system.